Hello everyone, Wade from High Tech Legion here, and what we have here is the mid-tower computer case from Silverstone. It is the Redline RL04 case, and in this video we'll be giving you an overview, showing you all the ins and outs, and as well as giving you benchmarks for the case. So let's take a closer look at it and get into the details. First, let's take a look at the front panel of the Redline RL04 from Silverstone. The first thing you're going to notice is we've got 4 5¼ expansion slots here, and the filler pieces pop out very easily just by squeezing them, and you can reuse these, put them back into place if you like. If you're not using any drives, you've got your power button here, which is the Silverstone logo in red with an LED light in it to light it up. You've got some ventilation here, as well as mesh for ventilation in the front. If we pull the front panel off, we expose the other 3 5¼ drive bays, which have punch outs in them, so if you need to put a additional 5¼ drive, you'd have to pop these out of place. You've got a 120mm Silverstone fan behind here, with an additional mount for another 120mm fan. You also got some foam mesh here behind the ventilation on the front panel to help keep dust out, and you've got the board and wiring for the front panel connectors, which include your 2 USB 3.0 ports, a headphone jack, microphone jack, reset button, and your hard drive LED light. On the main side panel, you can see we've got our front panel connectors that I showed you, and you've got a bump out here on the side panel to allow for larger CPU coolers, and fan mounts here for 2 120mm or 140mm fans that can go here. On the back side, we've got 2 punch outs here that could be used for water cooling if you'd like. You've got your motherboard I/O area here, a mount for a 120mm fan. The covered expansion slots, these are punch outs, so once you pop them out, you can't put them back in place. You've got a bottom mount power supply, as well as thumb screws on both side panels. On the top of the case, you've got, again, mounts for 120mm or 140mm fans, 2 of them, and it comes with a removable dust filter for the top, which is magnetic. It just kind of hangs out on the top, and you can easily remove it. On the other side panel, we also have a bump out to allow for your cabling to have some room. And on the bottom of the case, we've got plastic feet, as well as a filter on the ventilation for the power supply unit that is easily removed and put back into place. Now let's take a look at the inside. First thing we're going to notice when we look at the inside is we've got hard drive trays here. These actually come out the back side of the case, and you have support for 3.5" as well as 2.5" drives here. They just squeeze these to flex them, and they come right out of the case. Slide back onto the tracks. No real issues. Then for your 5¼ mounts, you have toolless connectors. You've got the twist and pop off type here on both sides. On the other part of the case here, you can see where your power supply unit is going to mount, and it's got 4 feet here to raise it up and support it a little bit. You've got your 120 millimeter mount here, as well as a large CPU heatsink cutout, and all your mounting holes for your standoffs. For your internal cabling, we've got the USB 3 header, as well as a HD audio header, and your cables for your power switch, reset switch, power LED, and hard drive LED. You can see the Silverstone 120 millimeter fan here a little bit better, and it has a 3-pin fan header on it. On the other side, as you can see, as I said, you can see the drive trays a little bit, and you've got the toolless connectors for your 5 1/4 inch drives, as well as your CPU heatsink cutout. There is a little bit of space here behind the motherboard tray for running your cables, and you've got clips here for zip tying your cables to them and keeping them neat, as well as your cable management holes to run them through. There are no rubber grommets on them, but they are rounded, so you don't have to worry about cutting your cables. The case weighs under 14 pounds, and as you can see, it's relatively normal size mid-tower. Let's take a look at the accessories that are included and show you the benchmarks. First, we've got the quick installation guide here with the features on it. It does feature positive pressure, and with a single fan in the front pulling air into it. You've got all your screws and standoffs, and as well as the removable dust filter that's magnetic that sits on the top. So, how about some benchmarks? I hope you guys enjoyed the overview and benchmarks for the Silverstone Redline RL04 mid-tower computer case. Stay tuned for the installation video, as well as check out the full review at www.hightechlegion.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter pages. Take care.